Front Row MMA, and we're fortunate enough to be joined by Bad Mofo JoJo herself, Joanne Calderwood. And Joe, you've got your Invicta fight has finally been announced. How excited are you for this fight?
I'm so excited. I really wanted like another 2 fights in before the end of the year, but I'm just so glad that I've just got one more, and I'm lucky enough to have this one fight coming up anyway. So it would have been nice to get another 2 in, but I can't be greedy.
Yeah, again, you seem very hungry to stay in the cage a lot. Why do you want to stay so busy? Some fighters are happy with 2 fights a year. You seem to want one every 2 weeks.
Every weekend? I don't know, really. It's just since I started, like, I just got the bug for it and stuff. And I think it's more now that the team I'm training at, and everyone's so good, and I feel like I don't really get to challenge myself because everyone's bigger and everybody's better, which isn't a bad thing, but I just really look forward to the fight and getting in there and challenging and putting all my hard work into this next challenge. And all my fights keep on getting like harder, so I need to keep on improving, and I just need to make sure I'm doing that, and fighting every weekend would prove that.
Now, you say your fights keep getting more difficult. I mean, you're fighting Katja, and forgive me, Invicta, I'm sorry, Katja Kankaanpaa. She's 8-0-1. She's undefeated, just like you. She's got 2 more fights than you. Is this the kind of opponent you wanted?
Well, I knew I was going to get her. Like Janet, the matchmaker, had said to me the last time I was at Invicta, and she said that she was kind of looking at that fight for me. And to be honest, it's a perfect matchup. Like, the both of us are undefeated, and we're both like the style. It's going to make a good fight.
Obviously there was some talk, and Felice Herrig's just signed as well. And I hate to talk about another fighter when we're talking to you, but she said very clearly that you were the type of opponent that she wanted to make a debut against. Is there any disappointment, because Felice is a name, I suppose, taking nothing away from Katja, who's got a great record. A win over Felice Herrig propels you even further in the public consciousness, or does that not matter to you at all?
It does actually matter, because Felice is actually above Katja in the rankings. So, but I'm just happy enough to, even if I'm going up 1 step at a time, and I'm happy with that. But the thing with Felice, I think she's got a really fan-friendly fight with Tiny Tornado.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be. I don't see that going to the ground. Like, I see the two like just standing, and probably what me and Felice would have done, but I see she's got a good stand-up fight there right in front of her.
Are you going to?
So maybe I would hopefully get the winner of Felice at the end of the day.
Is that the kind of fight that you're going to enjoy watching as a fan?
Good question. I enjoy watching. Not very many fights, really. You've put me on spot there, like, because I'll be there and I'll be backstage and I'll be watching other fighters, but it'll just be like they're in my weight category. I'll be checking them out, seeing what they're kind of good at and that. But I don't really watch a lot of the fights.
This fight was probably too long coming for you, as you said. You'd have liked to have been a little more busy. For 2014, what would be the ideal scenario for you? How many fights would you like to get under the Invicta banner in 2014?
It would be perfect to see out my contract and get the title fight at the end of it, because that would be like, I think I've got 5 more fights with them. So, well, 4 will be 4 after this one, but I'll just wait and see and fight whoever Invicta put in front of me, and just like any other fighter. That's our jobs. Really, we just have to fight whoever they say. And yeah, like last year I had 6 fights in a year, and I was like, oh, this is brilliant. I really want to get 6 or 7 next year, and it never really happened. This will be my 4th fight this year, which is still good, but like I say, I'm a bit greedy.
Is there, when you have the downtime though, because you don't tend, it seems to me you don't take downtime. If you're not fighting, you're training as if you were fighting anyway. When do you get the opportunity to sort of focus on elements and spend some time improving, or do you find that the time in the cage is what does that for you?
I just really, really love training. Like, it's my job. Like, I'm in the gym all the time, but even if I was like, I just really, really enjoy it. And also I need to be there for my other teammates, and like we are like a very busy, active fight team. So if I've not got a fight coming up, there's always someone else in the team got a fight coming up. So just being there, and I definitely get better in a fight camp outside the like off season stuff. Like even though I'm not fight training, that's when I'm getting better. I'm improving in my jiu-jitsu, my wrestling, and getting stronger and stuff. And I think that's really important, because in a fight camp you're just like, you're getting sharp and you're getting fit, and you're kind of just getting ready for a fight. But the weeks before that, that's when you've picked up all your new techniques and stuff, and you're just putting that into practice.
Now, you talk about your fight camp, and Stevie Ray's just come back with the Cage Warriors title. You've got Afterburn. I think he's going to be challenging Jim Allers. How bad do you want to bring that Invicta title back to that camp to rub in the boys' faces?
So much. Like James says, I'll bring your belt. Like my 3 belts that are like Thai, my 3 Thai belts that I've got. But to be honest, like the MMA Invicta belt would mean more to me than all the 3 put together, because just in Thai boxing, like you could fit, there's so many organisations and stuff, there's so many fighters out there. You could just pick up the phone, and if you've got like money, you can put that towards the organisation, and then you get a title fight, and it could be vacant. Do you know what I mean? Like, but with the Invicta belt, it's like you have to kind of work your way up there, and all the girls that are the best in your weight category are at Invicta. So you're fighting the best for this title. So when you get that title, you're seen as being one of the best, and you'll be having all these girls that think they're better than you coming up wanting to fight you, and like that will just be awesome. And yeah. Is there any banter
going on with these boys with their titles now? Going, come on, Joe, what's the matter? We've got ours. When are you getting yours? Does any of that take place in the gym, or did they sort of leave you to it?
No, they're like really supportive, and they'll always say like, "Oh, you're next," and you're getting there and stuff. There is banter, but I wouldn't say it was that kind of banter.
Yeah. Let's talk Invicta again for a minute, because obviously they've done great things for MMA and great things for women's MMA. How now that you've had a few fights underneath their banner, how do you feel about the promotion and what they're doing for your sport?
My sport?
Yeah, it is. It's your sport. You're an MMA athlete now. There's no. Yeah. You're not a Thai boxer who does MMA. You're an MMA athlete. That's that simple. Yeah. It's your sport.
I think they're just like I can't express how awesome they are. Like, and they keep on. The thing with Invicta is they're getting better and better, whereas like. To take that risk in the first year, and then to have these shows and stuff. But like a lot of shows have just went down the way, but Invicta just keeps on getting better and bigger and better, and it's awesome to be a part of that. I'm so lucky.
Now, as you're preparing for this fight, do you make changes to your training camps? Have you made any significant changes to the approach or the things that you're doing for this fight than perhaps you would in the last one?
Yeah, last night me and James spent watching Katja's fights, and that's the only time I'll watch her fights is like when I'm just starting fight camp. It's kind of a wee bit of added motivation as well. Obviously, James will point out a few things to me when we're watching it, and then it's down to like my team, James and Paul, and they just kind of look out for things that she does every fight. So, and they'll add it in, but I'm not really aware of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just concentrating on improving my fighting style and just making sure that I'm working hard, and that's all I can really do. Listen out for them in the background.
You've got some teammates who have traveled a little bit as well to prepare for fights. I think Stevie Ray, for example, went out to TriStar and trained Dinky Ninja as well. Are you tempted to follow in those footsteps and sort of take yourself out to America or Thailand and swap camps up? Or right now, if it's not broken, don't fix it?
I don't think it will ever be broken. Like, even if I lose or that in the future, it's never going to be down to my fight team. Do you know what I mean? They're like so awesome, and it would be a good experience to go and train with abroad and stuff. But right now, I would only do it when I was off season.
Yeah.
Just for the experience.
How are you coping with the beard at the moment? Because he's very proud of what he's growing. He's put it out all over the social media. Are you going to make a bet with him to shave it off one day, or?
I made a bet with him at the start. Said that, and I think this is probably why it's lasted so long. I said, I bet you a tenner that only last. Because whenever he tries to grow it, he can't get past the itchy stage, and. But he's proved me wrong, so...
I gotta tell you, my wife, I don't think my wife would let me go more than a week without shaving, so he's a very lucky boy.
I'm not really a girl that kind of says, you can do this or you can do that. That's his job.
Again, how long a training camp are you going to put in for this one? Is it 8 weeks? Is it 10, how are you going to prep for this?
Well, it was 8 weeks yesterday till the fight, so basically full steam ahead. I've not stopped training since my last fight, so I'm just going to up my cardio and up my fight camp, add in the things that I do in season, and I'm really looking forward to it. Today at higher level was crazy, and it was a good shock to the system getting back into fight camp. Because we've got Martin Delaney, he's got a fight just getting announced in a few days, which is really, really cool. So we kind of upped the antics today. And
sorry, I'm interrupting again, but again, as a team, you guys just seem to be going from strength to strength. And what's the secret to your success as a team?
I think hard work, and just we're just so really, really tight. Like, everybody's there for each other. Obviously, you've got a few people that aren't there for the team and stuff. I think you get that in every fight team. But the people that are doing really, really well are the people that are in there every day, and it's the people that are in after they've won a fight, or even after they've lost a fight. They're straight back into the gym like that Monday, and they're wanting to get better. I think seeing that in the team is just makes us stronger, and it's just, I think.
We always appreciate the fact you give us a bit of time. We're really looking forward to seeing you go to work again. As you say, it seems like it's been too long since you were last in the cage. But before we let you go, though, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, or any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I was thinking for you, Steve, when are we doing the donut challenge?
We've got to. Are you? I don't suppose you guys are at Cage Warriors on the 7th of December.
No, because that'll be Invicta.
Oh Christ! Of course, that's 8 weeks. Well, shoot. Are you going to? Oh, will you be New Year's Eve? I'll have donuts New Year's Eve. We'll
Let's
be in Dublin. We'll sit with we'll get Paul Dollery to tape it, and you and me'll sit and do the donut challenge.
I better get practicing after my fight.
I don't want to be blamed, though, if you have trouble making weight next time, because I don't imagine you've ever had a problem making weight. As long as it doesn't come back to me, I'm all right.
Yeah, can you imagine explaining that to Invicta? I tried to eat, what is it, 10 or 12?
12.
12.
Yeah, I only made it through 9. At that point, I felt like I was going to die. But, yeah, we'll go for a dozen each.
Cool. Well, thanks for the interview. It's always nice catching up with you.
Again, are there any sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to, Joe?
Oh, thanks. Martial Arts Life, Sandy, Everyday at the Grip House and Higher Level, S&S Nutrition, Physio Effect, and Devil's Own, and every day that's supporting me, and on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. It's awesome.
Right, and I'm going to give a shout out right now to Krispy Kreme, who are gonna fuel our combat on December 31st.
Oh, that would be an awesome sponsor.
Joe, thank you.
If I want to fight at heavyweight.
Joe, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure, and best of luck for Invicta.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.